The Brewers announced that former closer John Axford will be added to the Brewers Wall of Honor in 2025. This is an honor that's been given to 71 players. It's on the concourse or outside on the exterior, I should say, of American Family Field, and Axford will join that exclusive club. You gain election by meeting one of a few criteria, and in this case, the criteria that Axford met was winning the reliever of the year back when he was still called the Rolaids Relief Man of the Year in 2011. He also pitched over 250 games in a Brewers uniform, and if you do that as a pitcher, you also qualify for the Wall of Honor. So Axford is going in, and Axford spent parts of 6 seasons with the Brewers, had a 3.41 ERA across 269 games. But his best year came in 2011 when he had a 1.95 ERA and 46 saves, saved 3 games in the postseason, and earned the win in that Game 5 NLDS win, the clinching win over the D-backs after he blew the save. So he threw a scoreless 10th after that, and then Morgan walked off Arizona. He was pivotal on that 2011 team, but he had a unique journey to get to that point. He wasn't always this flamethrower. He wasn't always this heavily rated prospect. He was a 7th-round pick out of high school in 2001 by the Mariners, but he elected to instead honor his commitment to Notre Dame. He was at Notre Dame for 4 years, used 3 seasons of eligibility. Things didn't go exactly the way he wanted, and he wound up being a 42nd-round pick in 2005 of the Reds. The Reds chose not to sign him, though, and he went to Canisius College to finish out his last year of eligibility. Goes undrafted, and the Yankees decide to sign him to a minor league deal. He spends 1 year in the Yankees organization, gets released. The Brewers pick him up prior to the 2008 season as a minor league free agent. And in 2009, they transitioned him to the bullpen full-time, and that's where he takes off. He goes across high A, double A, and triple A, and he earns a September call-up at the end of the year. And by 2010 already, he was closing games. He took over for Trevor Hoffman. He had a 2.48 ERA, mostly closing games later in the year, and then set up that 2011 season. 2012 and 13, he still spent with the Brewers until a late August trade with the Cardinals in exchange for Michael Blazek. He bounced around a number of teams for the next 7 or 8 years until he found himself back with the Brewers. Now, you may be familiar with this story, but the Brewers were in need of pitching due to COVID problems with their bullpen, and Axford was having a nice run in AAA with the Blue Jays, and so the Brewers purchased Axford from Toronto. Unfortunately, his Brewers tenure lasted just 5 batters and 1/3 of an inning before he blew out his elbow. So he decided, though, still to undergo Tommy John surgery after a conversation with the late, great Bob Uecker. Uecker hinted that he knew the answer was that he should get Tommy John surgery and rehab, and he did, and he never made it back to the big leagues, but that wasn't his goal. He pitched for Team Canada in the 2023 World Baseball Classic, and that was the final appearance of his pro career. A very good one at that, and one that, at least with the Brewers, has earned him election into the Wall of Honor. Axford's 3rd all-time in saves. He's top 10 in games pitched for the Brewers, and one of the best closers that the Brewers have ever had. So congratulations to John Axford on his election into the Brewers Wall of Honor coming up in 2025.